Mr.
You've got
West,
a
are you
bad
here?
connection. You've got
No, it's
a
too many
bad
people.
connection.
It's too many people on. Cause John is on. Everybody's on. So it's on the servers. It's bad connection. But
Okay.
I think it's going to pick up. We want to go ahead and bring Mr. Yeah, that's what it is. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, I can
Yes,
hear you
sir.
better now.
Yes. We're here today. How you doing today, man? I see you out there driving down in that Atlanta traffic. We appreciate you coming on to the show to spend a little time with us today to promote yourself, your book, and the great things that you're doing in your communities, helping former athletes and everything. Uh, just, we just want to start off and ask you one question. I always ask all my athletes just to let some of the new fans that we reach out to, because we reach out nationwide. Just can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background and where you are right now in your life?
Uh, Marlo Herrera from Atlanta, Georgia. Played football at the University of Georgia from 2011 to 2014. 4-year starter, top 10 in tackles at the University of Georgia, NFL draft pick by the Colts, college grad. Um, right now, I'm a financial planning in Atlanta, and also being the author and volunteering in my neighborhood. So that's a lot, but that's what I have going on right now.
So, so Marlon, let me ask you this. I heard you say you're from Atlanta. So you originally from Atlanta, Georgia? What high school you went to down in Georgia?
Yeah, I'm originally from Atlanta. I actually went to school out in Clayton County though, so I went to school at North Clayton. So I didn't go to school inside the city. So I went to school on the south side.
On the south side. Okay, that's what's up. And I know you had a great. I know you ended up coming out highly ranked and going to Georgia, University of Georgia, where you came to. I call you the hit man because I looked some of your videos, boy. You was really laying the hat on some of them young guys out there, bringing the pain. But I know a lot of people like to ask you this, and I said, I know you played in the SEC. They give it a quote: the SEC is one of the best conference in college football. What was it like? What was it like playing at the University of Georgia? And give us a little bit. How did you get to the University of Georgia? Who else was recruiting you, and what made you sign with University of Georgia?
Really, at the time I had when I was getting recruited, I had no clue about college football or anybody in general. And so one of my friends, he played down in Griffin, and we had some tough, great games against them in high school. And so once we started getting recruited together, we just bonded because of that competitive nature from playing each other in high school and playing that 7-on-7 camps and playing on
Right.
Team Georgia 7-on-7 team. So we had a great relationship. So I started bonding with those guys a lot, and they they have a long history of guys who go to college and go to the NFL, and we didn't have that that I knew. I know we had DJ Shockley, Morgan Burnett at my school, um, but I didn't know how those guys got there, and they kind of knew the process, and we just bonded. And I ended up going down, to Georgia for a junior day, and I was scared to fly at the time, so I didn't want to go to any other college, so I just went down to Georgia for junior day and fell in love, and I just committed there. Really, I committed there that day.
Right. Okay. So, so I heard a lot. Like I said, I'm from Georgia myself, and I heard a lot of great things about University of Georgia. And so I asked all my players this question there. So, that what is that one thing at University of Georgia that you love the most? That when somebody say University of Georgia, what's that one thing that really that you love the most about University of Georgia?
Really just that atmosphere, especially that game day atmosphere on a Saturday. It's just a different type of feeling that you'll have to, that you'll have to experience on your own because it can't be explained. It's just something in the air, especially when it's a big game or a start to a new season. It's just a great feeling that nothing can compare to, honestly.
Right. So so I know you had your freshman year. You playing at the University of Georgia. Uh, your freshman year, your first game out there on between the hedges. What would be your freshman year? What would be the top game that you can say right now that you look back over your life and your first year at a major university, that first game, what game would that be? How did you feel that day playing that team? What team would that be out of the SEC playing that first game of your freshman year at University of Georgia?
I started as a freshman, so it was a little different. But the best game that I had that year, I had a lot of good games, but the best game I had was probably against Vandy, and I had got like player of the week, defensive player of the week, and at that time, it was big because I was playing with Jarvis Jones, Alec Ogletree, Brandon Boykin, Sean Rambo. It was a lot of great guys on that defense, and
Right,
for me to get player of the week that week, it was like I actually had to do something that week. But
right,
that was definitely a great game for me there.
right. All right. So let me ask now. My next question is, I'm leading up to the point where I know what you're probably thinking about the NFL, how things go through your mind. I know football is kind of different than it is in basketball because football you got to stay at least 3 years. You got can't leave till after your junior year. Basketball you play 1 year, you gone, you can go. Uh, when did it really hit home to you that you had that opportunity and that ability to go play at the next level uh, while you was at Georgia?
Whenever I stepped on the field and started playing, so whenever I got to college and started playing and making plays, I knew that I was gonna play in the NFL. So once that moment happened, I already knew what the future held
Okay.
or what the
All
future
right.
held.
That's good. So let's go into draft day. You don't played your freshman. We moving ahead up to your senior year, uh, your junior year, and then you decided to enter to the draft and everything. Was when you decided to enter to the draft? Was it your fourth year or your third year? Did you leave early or did you stay there?
No, I stayed on 4 years.
Stayed all 4 years. All right.
Yeah.
So when it was time for you to make that leap, let's take the guys and the fans through a process of uh, what was that process for you preparing for the draft and going through that and getting drafted.
Preparing for the draft was a little different, and my process was a lot different than other people may take because I stayed in the state that I played college football in, and I trained not too far away from the university, which most people who know they're getting drafted don't do. So trained in Duluth. I stayed with David Andrews and his family, and I stay there a couple nights out the week, and then I go back to Athens some days. And so I really wanted to be comfortable during that time, and 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 I probably wasn't as focused as I should have been at that time, but I was focused. But being able to come home a few days out the week and go lay in my bed, it was a fun process. And then the combine is a long process itself. Um, over 3 days where you barely getting any rest, and then you have to go, get the best interview of your life,
Right.
and and it was pretty fun for me. And then I also played in I played in the Senior Bowl, and then another bowl game. So it was a lot that I did before, before getting drafted, just to put myself in a position to get drafted and be seen.
Right. So the draft day, was you sitting at home with your family, around your friends, and you get that phone call, that team saying, "Hey, we like for you to come and join us." Did you know before draft day, or was it a last, like when I say last minute, you think you was going somewhere else and somebody called you and it was something else? Give us your stand on that.
Yeah, so obviously I knew I wasn't going the first day, but I had talked to the Dolphins the first day, and they was telling me they was gonna draft me, in the third round. If not, they had a few fourth or fifth round picks that they was gonna use one on me. So I have been talking to the Dolphins. You talk to everybody at the bowl games and at the
Right,
combines, so you kind of get a feel of, what they think about you. But so I mean, so after those rounds go by, and I think the Dolphins had like three fourth round picks or three fifths, and they didn't draft me, and so they called me when they was done drafting, and they was like, "Yeah, we want you to come as a free agent." But I was like, "I'm not. I'm definitely gonna get drafted." So Indy ended up calling me. Like they ended up calling me. I didn't expect them to call me, but they ended up calling me like during the sixth round and just asking me did I want to come play. And so that was kind of dope, and it was an exciting process that I had. That I had my family there because they actually, while I'm still on the phone, while I'm
uh,
still on the phone with Indy, they're showing it on TV.
right,
So
right,
it's kind of different in real time because you getting the call and you're talking to them, but they also showing it on TV. And so
right,
when that happened, I was outside because I was kind of disappointed that I didn't get drafted. So I was
right.
sitting outside in my car, and while I'm on the phone, my whole family just run out the. We was at the bowling alley too, so my whole family run out the bowling alley to the car,
Oh,
just screaming. So that's a moment that I never forget.
right, right. There you go. It's a lot of strange reasons, man. I have heard a lot of stories. That was a good one right there. Your whole life changed right there on that phone call and everything. So you went through that process with the family and enjoyed that. That was a great process, leaving the University of Georgia, going to the coach. So let's talk about the coach right now. To you, how did you feel? Was it a big jump, big difference between playing college football and playing pro football for you?
For me, no. It's all about the opportunity you get, and if you get an opportunity. I mean, it's a lot of great players that don't get an opportunity, and it just depends on the team that you go to. And
Right,
so with the coach being stacked already at linebacker, yeah, I played, but I didn't get a chance to play, linebacker. I got a chance to, I played on special teams, but I didn't get the chance, to play on defense. And the old head, one of the greatest running backs ever, Frank Gore.
right, right,
We had a lot of conversations once, like during the year, and he told me he was like, "Man, you should be playing." Like he said that to me one day, and I was like, "Dang, Frank Gore feel like that? I definitely should be playing." And so it's all about the opportunity you get.
right,
So
right,
it's not a big jump. It's just about opportunity. I mean, you have less people on the roster than you do in college, but when it comes to it's a money game now. It's money and numbers,
right,
and so those opportunities don't come as often as it would, in college.
right, right. That's it. Yeah, that's a lot of guys say that, man. They say that first year, it's just adapting between. It's kind of the same, but then too, you got to realize you played at the University of Georgia, so you played at a top program. So you leaving a top program going to a professional, they all top programs. So they kind of the same thing, kind of the same work ethic, maybe a little bit harder. So you adapted pretty good to that, and you had some great mentors around you. So let's go into uh, not to the end of your career where you stepping out of the NFL, you played, you went through some things and everything, and so in your brain you said, okay, I'm finna hang these cleats up for a little while, and I got to really concentrate on my next step in life. Uh, let's get into what are you doing now as you sitting back waiting for that? Are you waiting for another a look, or are you done, or where are you standing on that?
No, I've been done playing football. I mean, I had countless chances to play football, whether it's Canadian, whether it's
Right,
this league, that league. I had contracts that I didn't take. So
right,
like if I still wanted to play, then I would. But like I love the game, but I know that, you know, you have to you have to you have to be a certain age, and after you reach a certain age, to me it's time to, find a new path and, transition into the next part of your life.
right.
So yeah.
So yeah, 'cause you look young. I'm looking at you like you still get out there and knock somebody's head off now.
No,
Look
I can still do it for sure at a high level,
right,
but I mean it's whether you want to, go through all the same things that you went through. So it's about that. Like I'd
right.
rather not go through all those things again. I'd rather just, you know, wake
So
up and know I got a job and not have to worry every night about me getting fired because, somebody else got hurt.
right,
So
right. I got you. So let's talk about that transition. So like you say, you're not playing no more. And how did you come up with where you are today? What are you doing now? And did you go? I know you got a book out. We're gonna talk about that about your book, and just talk about your book and talk about what you have going on now after football.
yeah, I got here, really I got where I am because of my advisor that I had. I went back to school and I didn't know what I was gonna do. And so I talked with my advisor and he told me to, get my degree and then get into the business and I got into the financial business and that's what I've been doing for the past 4 years now. And
Okay.
so the book has just been, you know, the book the book that I wrote it's probably a little therapy type thing, really speaking my mind and getting some things off my heart pretty much, and just closing that chapter of being an athlete and getting other people to see what we go through and how the transition is.
Right, right. So I see you I see you very successful, man. I'm so proud of my younger. I said I'm 52 years old, so I always say that I'm proud of my younger men that played the athletic sports is out here doing great things in the community and everything. And I know we got our good friend standing up here in the right hand corner, Mr. West. I guess he got us on blog right now, but we want to talk right now. I know you J and W Sports Apparel is up here in Clarksworth, Georgia. They got you coming in and to promote your book, to do some autograph signing for a lot of fans and a lot of former Georgia Bulldogs and people that's in the area. Uh, let's talk a little bit about that with you and Mr. West. How did that get started, and how did you come about meeting Mr. West?
Wes shot me a message. It was probably like 2 years ago now. I think about it. It was probably like 2 years ago. He shot me a message, asking did I would I like to come up and do an autograph signing? And you know, I didn't know him, and so I talked to him to fill it out, and then I agreed to doing it, and we just created a relationship, and that got him to be able to have all these other guys be able to come in and believe in him and trust him and know that he's legit now. So I'm happy that I was able to help him out and then also help him meet all these other great athletes and build his brand.
Right. So, Mr. West, can you hear us, Mr. West? Are you there?
Yes, sir.
So, you heard what Mr. Omar said. So, what can you piggyback off of that? And I know you said that he was the first one to come in and spend time with you. You got him there. It's kind of jumpstart. You had a lot of great athletes come through your program and there at the sporting goods shop. So, just like to just give you opportunity to speak on it and what's the dates that's coming up? How many people you got coming in this weekend? And where they can get located and how can they get in contact with you and everything.
Okay. Yeah, Marlo, what you see smiling and being the great guy he is, I mean, I reached out to him and he was the only bulldog that would actually want to come to my store. And actually, like he said, he started all this. Every celebrity that I brought in this store, Marlo started it. And I thank you for that because you came where everybody else wouldn't give me a shot. And thanks to Marlo Herrera, this is why we've got them coming back. He's been here, what, twice now? This will be your second time, right,
Yeah, this
Marlo?
will be my second time in that store.
Second time. See, he started all this, like we said, and he. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have J&W Sports having celebrities here in Chatsworth. So he's such a super nice guy. And when one thing he called me and he wanted to promote his book, his last signing he came. When he asked me to if he could come up here for his signing for his book, that was just like I opened my arms. I said, "Sure, you're my family. Of course I'll do it." And he brought his book here, and then we started getting the books here to sell. And thanks to him, that's what started all this.
Right. That's good. But that's what we was talking about earlier, Mr. West, when I was talking about you had to have those special athletes like Marlo himself,
Yeah.
Otis Nixon's, these are guys
Yeah.
that's doing great things in the community that give guys a chance and doing great things. So I commend you and I commend on what you're doing there. And I've been there one time, with Otis. I said it
Yeah.
is a small town, but it's nice. They got a lot of love to show and everything. And so let everybody know how to your website, Mr. West, and how to get in contact if they want to go ahead and make orders for autographs or sign books. Mr. Marlowe, you're gonna have books there this time, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna have books. I always have books.
Yeah, right. So let them know. First, don't let Mr. West go. You let them know who to call, where to go, how they can find you. Give out the information if they got any questions. Then Mr. Marlowe, after that, I want you to come on and let them know about your website, where they can find your book at, even not at the autograph signing, and how to get in contact and get to your stuff too. Okay, all the things you got.
Well, it's J&W Sports, and the address is 119 East Cherokee Street, Chatsworth, Georgia, 30705. The phone number is 706-971-3385. We're taking pre-orders. I mean, before they get here, you can bring your helmet and mail it to us, or you can drop it by the store. We're doing pre-orders for the guys. That way, when they get here, they're going to have a lot to sign, hopefully. And so we want to make sure that everybody gets the signing because you remember, Marlo, you hit me up and it's like, yeah, man, I just left that weekend. And they said, when are you coming back? He just left that Saturday and wanted him back. So we got to make sure we get all the autographs in. So, yeah, the address is 119 East Cherokee Street, Chatsworth, Georgia, 30705. And call me here at the store, 706-971-3385. And, yeah, just try to get your stuff in here. They'll sign helmets. I think the prices are 25 mail in and also 35 for inscriptions.
That's good.
So
That's good.
So pretty much, if you get it here, if you're local and you're watching the podcast, come by here, and Marlo will have your stuff signed. And if you're working, you'll be able to come by the store Monday or Tuesday and pick up your item that's already been signed by the guys. And we'll have pictures also of them signing.
So I hear you saying I hear you saying guys like so. If Marlo, you bringing some guys with you.
Oh
Who
yeah,
else do y'all have coming?
Yeah, I have Tavares King and Keith Marshall with me. So those are some great guys and great talents that played at Georgia.
Right. So that's it. That's all right, Marlon. So I like that. You know, you're coming for yourself, but you bringing some of them your old teammates, right?
Yeah,
So you
those are my old
so
teammates.
so what I'm saying, Mr. West, he is actually
he's a great
bringing.
guy. I told
Yeah,
you that he's a
he's
great guy.
bringing people with him. So you got to commend that man
Mhm.
and everything. So if they can bring their own stuff to get signed, you have stuff for them to purchase to get signed for Marlo, right? And
Yes,
everything.
I have footballs. We have let's see, footballs and more footballs, and actually replica helmets of the Georgia Bulldogs we'll have here. Also, there's a little bit of everything. And Marlo's been here. We have shirts, hats. We pretty much have all the bling when it comes to be a Bulldog.
Yeah, I know when I came there, I saw a lot of red. Hey Marlo, I said you gotta get some Clemson gear here or something. You want me to keep coming back? Well, he swamped with a bunch of red, but that's all right though.
Mhm.
Hey, I love it though. But yeah, Mr. Marlo. So if you could let everybody know how to, you have a website and about your your business and about your book. How can they reach out to you or to get a copy of that or have to visit you?
Yeah, so for my business, I have a website. It's just amarloherrera.com. Anything financial you want to know, book an appointment, you can do that on the website. We got my books on Amazon. You just go to Amazon and purchase it. Or if you want a signed copy, you come to the signing. Or you can just shoot me a message on my website or any of my social media and just let me know you want a signed copy, and then we'll get all that worked out with the payment and getting it sent out to you.
Right. That's good. So, Mr. West, it seems like you got a nice group of guys coming in this weekend. So, yeah, we got to get a date, Mr. West. Is this Saturday, right? At what time?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's this Saturday. Yes, it is. And I think it's 12 to 4. But Marlo will tell you, it usually can go a little bit later. He was last time; it was a little bit late. Last time they left,
Right,
so
right. Okay.
but it's February 27th, and it should be 12 to 4. Or I could be wrong. I can be corrected, but I think Marlo knows
I,
also.
I think it is 12 to 4, Mr. West. And
Got a
actually,
lot on my mind.
yeah, and actually, it's posted at the bottom of the show. So
Okay.
people, all the fans that's watching, if you missed out on this great interview with Mr. Marlowe and Mr. West, you can just look at the bottom. It's got the listing of items, different stuff that you can buy. It's got their website and they got how you can get Mr. Marlowe's book and everything. If you have any questions and you can't reach Mr. Marlowe, Mr. West, you always reach out to W.A.B. Sports. Uh, and we'll get you in contact with them. Uh, we actually have their commercial and stuff posted on our webpage and our social media and going out. Uh, well, like I want to say, Mr. West and Mr. Marlowe, I appreciate you coming on the show and spending this time with us, promoting. And Mr. Marlowe, I appreciate what you do in the communities and how you working and doing the things you do with help your kids and even help not even kids, helping like Mr. West and the grown folks. That means a lot, man, because you really didn't have to do it, But I know you're one of them guys. I can see one of them guys in your heart. You love helping the community and helping people uh, reach their goals in life and everything. So that's very big of you, man. And I appreciate y'all being on the show this afternoon. And just be safe out there. And I'm like I said, I'm leaving this weekend. Hopefully, I'm going to see you this weekend. But Mr. West, I got to go to Clemson, so I'm gonna have to miss this one. I'll be up there, but next time I will. And Mr. Marlowe, let's get together, man, and help do some things, man. Whatever you need, man. Our door is always open, you know. I say whatever you need. So we're gonna be signing off here at W.A.B Sports Talk Show, and y'all stay tuned for tomorrow. We have Horace Grant coming on to talk life after sports with him tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Uh, Thank you and good night.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.